Liam stood on the edge of the rocky plateau, staring at the strange ruins that stretched across the horizon. The sun of the distant planet, Alpheus, cast long shadows over the cracked stone, and the wind carried whispers that seemed almost alive. Liam's heart beat faster as he approached the largest structure, a towering building carved from dark, crystal-like stone. In the center of its front wall was a door unlike any he had ever seen. Strange symbols glowed faintly across its surface, pulsing with a rhythm that felt like a heartbeat. For weeks, Liam had been exploring the ruins with a small human expedition team. Scientists, engineers, and soldiers had all come to study the remains of the long-lost alien civilization. No one knew exactly what the purpose of the ruins had been. The locals of nearby colonies had stories about the Forbidden Chamber, a place said to hold secrets so powerful that no one had ever returned from inside. Some dismissed it as myth, but Liam had learned to trust his instincts. Something about the door called to him, as if it were waiting for someone to understand. He knelt down and traced his fingers over the glowing symbols. They were smooth to the touch, almost warm, and arranged in patterns that seemed to move when he looked directly at them. Liam pulled out his translator device and scanned the symbols. The machine beeped and whirred, struggling to make sense of the language. After a moment, it displayed a single word repeatedly. Guardians. Liam's breath caught. Guardians? The legends had spoken of protectors, creatures of unimaginable power who watched over the chamber. If the translator was correct, these ruins were more than just a tomb or storage place. They were a fortress of knowledge. He looked back at his team, spread out across the plateau, studying smaller structures and collecting samples. Maya, he called softly into his communicator. Come here. You need to see this. Maya, the expedition's engineer, jogged over. Her dark hair was tied back, and her eyes sparkled with curiosity as she studied the door. It's beautiful, she said, but it doesn't look like anything we can open. Liam shook his head. It's not a normal lock. I think it responds to something, maybe intention or thought. Look at these symbols, they pulse when I touch them. Maya reached out and placed her hand beside his. Immediately, the symbols shifted slightly, forming new shapes. You're right, she whispered. It's alive somehow. This is not just stone. It's something else. As they examined the door, a shadow passed over them. Liam turned and saw Noah, the team soldier, standing a few meters away with his weapon lowered. His expression was serious. I've seen strange things in the field, he said, but this is different. If the legends are true, this is the Forbidden Chamber. And if the Guardians are real, we should be careful. Liam nodded. He felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. I know, but think of what we could learn. This could change everything about our history and our understanding of the galaxy. Noah glanced at the horizon where dark clouds were forming. Learning is one thing. Surviving is another. I just want us all to be ready for anything. The wind grew stronger, and a low hum rose from the door. Liam's hand pressed against the crystal surface. The hum intensified, vibrating through his arm and chest. Symbols flashed brighter, forming a pattern that seemed almost like a map. He felt a strange warmth spreading through him, and a thought appeared in his mind, clear, simple, and demanding. Enter if you are ready. Maya stepped closer. Liam, do you feel that? It's like it knows us. He nodded, swallowing hard. It's testing us. The legend said only those who were worthy could enter. Maybe it wants to see if we are ready. For a moment, silence fell across the plateau. The sun dipped slightly behind the alien mountains, casting the ruins in red and gold. Liam looked around at his team. He saw the determination in Maya's eyes and the steady courage in Noah's posture. He knew they were ready to face whatever came next, even if it was dangerous. Liam took a deep breath. We are explorers. That is what we do. We face the unknown and we find answers. Let's see what's behind the door. As the three of them stood together, their hands brushing the symbols, the door began to shift. Glowing lines traced new paths, and slowly, a section of the door slid inward. Dust rose in a silent cloud, and the chamber beyond revealed itself, a dark corridor lined with more glowing symbols and strange carvings, stretching deeper into the heart of the ruin than anyone could see. Liam stepped forward, feeling the mixture of fear and excitement. He knew this was the beginning of something extraordinary. The Forbidden Chamber was no longer a legend. It was real, and humanity's first steps into its depths had begun. The hum of the door faded into a steady pulse, and Liam realized that this was only the start. Somewhere inside, the Guardians waited, watching, and humanity was about to meet them. Liam led the way into the chamber, his boots echoing on the smooth, dark floor. The walls glowed softly with the same symbols from the door, forming patterns that seemed almost alive. Maya followed close behind, her eyes scanning every surface. Noah brought up the rear, his posture alert as if he could sense danger even in the quiet. The chamber stretched far beyond what Liam had expected. The ceiling was high, supported by pillars of crystal that shimmered like water in sunlight. Strange. Inscriptions covered every wall, some resembling maps, others looking like a language no human could read. The air smelled faintly of metal and ozone, and a low hum vibrated through the floor, almost like a heartbeat. Maya ran her hand along one of the pillars. These carvings, they are not just decoration, she said. They are instructions, warnings, or maybe even messages. Whoever built this place wanted to communicate something important. Liam nodded. He felt a strange mix of fear and wonder. The legend spoke of guardians. If this chamber is protected, it might be these. Messages are for them or for anyone who tries to enter. As they moved deeper, the walls changed. Symbols began to glow brighter, forming words in the translator's interface. Liam squinted at the text. It was simple but chilling. Only those who respect the balance of knowledge and life may proceed. Those who are greedy or careless will face the guardians. Noah's eyes narrowed. That sounds like a warning. Maybe the guardians are not just machines. Maybe they are alive, or at least intelligent. Maya studied the symbols more closely. It could be a test. The door may have let us in because it sensed our intentions, but now we have to prove ourselves worthy. This place is more than a ruin. It is alive in some way. The team pressed on, each step echoing in the silence. The chamber opened into a larger room, filled with strange devices and machinery. Some objects floated slightly above the ground, held by invisible forces. Lights danced along invisible pathways, and energy flowed in patterns too complex to understand at first glance. In the center of the room was a large platform, carved with more symbols. Liam stepped closer and reached out, but before he could touch it, the air shimmered. A figure appeared. It was tall, thin, and translucent, glowing faintly from within. Its eyes were bright, observing everything, yet without hostility. The team froze. Noah's hand went instinctively to his weapon, but Liam held up a hand to stop him. "Wait," he whispered. "I don't think it is here to hurt us." The figure moved closer, and a voice echoed in their minds, soft but clear. "Humans, you have entered the chamber. You may see the knowledge, but only if you are worthy. Prove your courage, your intelligence, and your respect for life. Only then may you continue." Maya exchanged a glance with Liam. "It's communicating directly. Not with words we speak, but with thoughts." Liam nodded. "The Guardians are testing us. They are reading our intentions, watching how we act. If we are selfish or reckless, they will stop us." Noah swallowed. his usual confidence tempered by the weight of the moment. We need to be careful. This isn't just exploration. Anymore, every decision matters. The figure moved back slightly, gesturing toward a doorway on the far side of the room. Symbols flared along the walls, forming new patterns, and a soft glow lit a path forward. Liam felt a pulse of energy under his feet, almost like encouragement. "This is the first step," he said. "We need to work together. This chamber will test each of us, and if we fail, it could be dangerous." Maya nodded, determination lighting her face. "Then we face it together. That is what humans do. We solve problems, we help each other, and we never give up." The team advanced slowly, moving toward the doorway. As they walked, Liam noticed something remarkable. The chamber seemed to respond to them. Symbols shifted as if in recognition of their actions, patterns aligning when they walked with care, energy flowing more smoothly as they moved without haste. It was as though the chamber itself was alive, learning about them, measuring their intentions. Before they reached the doorway, the figure appeared again. Its eyes glowed brighter, and a series of images flashed in Liam's mind, visions of humans helping one another, creating, learning, and exploring, but also failing, being careless or harming life. The Guardian's message was clear. Only those who embody the best of humanity could proceed. Noah's voice broke the silence. "I understand now. This is not just about strength or intelligence. It is about who we are as humans. Our curiosity, our care, our courage. This is what matters." Liam and Maya nodded. "We need to show that we are worthy," Liam said. "Not for glory, not for power, but because humanity can be trusted with knowledge." The Guardian's glow softened, almost like a nod of approval. The doorway ahead opened wider, revealing a path deeper into the chamber. Liam felt a thrill of excitement mixed with fear. This was the true beginning of their journey. The forbidden chamber was testing them, and humanity was being measured not by technology, but by heart, mind, and spirit. Together, Liam, Maya, and Noah stepped forward, ready to face the trials that awaited. The Guardians watched silently, and the chamber's energy pulsed like a heartbeat, guiding them deeper into its mysteries. The corridor ahead was darker than the previous rooms, yet the glowing symbols on the walls lit a faint path. Liam led the way carefully, his senses alert to every sound. Maya followed, scanning the environment for any devices or mechanisms that could be a threat or a clue. Noah moved at the back, his hand hovering near his equipment, ready to react. As they walked deeper, the air changed. It became warmer, almost electric, and a soft hum surrounded them. The walls began to shimmer, reflecting shapes that were not there moments before. Liam felt a shiver of excitement mixed with fear. This was the heart of the chamber. They were entering a place no human had ever reached. Suddenly, the corridor widened into a vast open space. Liam stopped in awe. The room was enormous, stretching as far as he could see. In the center floated shapes of light, tall, translucent beings with glowing eyes. They moved gracefully, drifting without touching the ground. The symbols on the walls brightened, reacting to the newcomers in a silent, radiant rhythm. Maya gasped. "Liam, look at them. Are they alive?" Liam swallowed hard. "I think they are the Guardians. The legends were right. They exist." Noah tightened his grip on his tool belt, trying to remain calm. "Stay focused. We don't know if they're friendly." One of the glowing figures approached slowly. Its form was elegant and almost humanoid, but Liam could tell it was not human. The figure stopped a few meters away, and a voice echoed in their minds, soft but commanding. "Humans, you have come seeking knowledge. Before you proceed, you must prove your intentions. Why have you entered the forbidden chamber?" Liam stepped forward, speaking with clear honesty. We come to learn, not to take. We wish to understand your knowledge, your history, and the secrets of this chamber. We want to bring understanding to humanity, not harm. The Guardian's eyes seemed to study him. Its glow pulsed gently, like a heartbeat. Another figure floated closer, circling the team. Liam felt a wave of calm and clarity, as if the Guardians were sensing their emotions and thoughts. Maya spoke. Next, we are explorers, and explorers make mistakes. But we also work together. We care for life, for learning, and for protecting knowledge. That is why we are here. Noah nodded and added, we are ready to face challenges. We will follow the rules of this place. We respect your guardianship and will act with courage and care. For a moment, the room was silent, except for the soft hum of energy. Then, the Guardian's form shimmered and shifted. One moved toward the far side of the room and touched a platform that rose from the ground. Symbols appeared above it, forming patterns the team had not seen before. The lead Guardian communicated in thought again. The chamber tests all who enter. Knowledge is precious, but it is protected. Only those who demonstrate courage, intelligence, and cooperation may proceed. You will face trials, succeed, and the secrets will be revealed. Fail, and the chamber will close to you forever. Liam felt a chill. These trials were not just puzzles or physical tests. They were a measure of who humans were. He glanced at Maya and Noah. We can do this. We have each other, and we have what humans are best at. We can solve anything if we work together. The Guardians moved back slightly, allowing the team to approach the platform. Symbols floated above it, shifting constantly as if alive. Liam studied the patterns carefully. These are instructions. I think it wants us to understand the rules. First, this is the first challenge. Maya knelt and traced a pattern with her fingers. It looks like a sequence we need to follow, but it is changing as we touch it. I think the chamber wants us to react, not just memorize. Noah studied the environment, noting hidden sensors and floating lights. I see traps and triggers. The Guardians are testing not only our minds, but our awareness and caution. One mistake, and it might reset everything. Liam nodded and spoke firmly. Then we move together. I will follow your actions, and you follow mine. Step carefully, think carefully, and we succeed together. They began the sequence. Each move, each touch, required careful timing and complete trust. The Guardians floated silently, observing, their eyes glowing brighter with each correct step. Liam could feel the energy of the chamber responding to them, almost like the room itself was approving their teamwork. After several tense minutes, the symbols stabilized. A soft vibration ran through the platform, and a door opened at the far end of the room, revealing another passage. The Guardians stepped aside, their glow dimming slightly in acknowledgement. Liam let out a breath he had been holding. We did it. We passed the first test. Maya smiled, her hands trembling with excitement. The chamber is alive, and it is watching. We have its attention now. Noah nodded, his usual stern expression softened with pride. We have shown courage and respect. But I know this is only the beginning. The next trial will be harder. The Guardians remained in place, watching silently as the team moved forward. Liam glanced at them one last time. We are ready. Whatever comes next, we face it together. With hearts full of determination, Liam, Maya, and Noah stepped into the next passage, deeper into the forbidden chamber. The glowing Guardians followed, keeping their distance, and the chamber pulsed with energy, guiding the humans further into its mysteries. The passage ahead opened into a vast hall, brighter than the previous rooms. Light came from an unknown source, reflecting off the smooth walls in shades of blue and green. Liam, Maya, and Noah stepped cautiously, each of them aware that the Guardians were still observing. The hum of energy was louder here, almost as if the chamber itself was alive and aware of their presence. As they moved forward, 3 platforms rose from the ground, each marked with glowing symbols. The guardians remained in the center of the hall, their forms floating and translucent, silently waiting. Liam could feel the weight of the chamber's energy pressing on him. It was a challenge unlike anything he had ever faced. Suddenly, the symbols on the first platform changed. A series of shapes appeared, forming a puzzle. Liam stepped forward, realizing that this was his trial. He knelt, studying the pattern carefully. The shapes were connected by lines that shifted when touched. It was a logic puzzle, but one designed for a mind capable of reasoning under pressure. Maya and Noah watched as Liam worked. "Take your time, Liam," Maya said. "The chamber responds to thought and intention, not speed. Focus." He nodded and moved his hands over the shapes, connecting lines in a careful sequence. The symbols glowed brighter with each correct move. His pulse quickened as he solved the final part of the puzzle. A soft vibration ran through the platform, and a doorway at the far end of the hall opened. Liam smiled. He had passed the first trial. Maya stepped forward to the second platform. Her trial involved machinery. A device floated above the platform, composed of strange alien parts. It rotated and shifted, with wires and energy streams that did not seem to follow normal physics. Maya realized that she needed to repair the device by understanding its flow and guiding the energy streams to the correct circuits. She focused carefully, following the patterns of energy and adjusting parts with precise movements. Noah and Liam watched in admiration as she worked. The device floated steadily, humming in harmony with the chamber's energy. After a tense few minutes, the device aligned perfectly, and a light shone from it, revealing a pathway forward. Noah stepped up to the final platform. His challenge was different. A series of obstacles emerged on the platform walls that shifted, floors that moved, and energy fields that blocked paths. He realized that he needed to navigate this maze using speed, agility, and careful observation. The platform responded to his movements, adjusting the challenges in real time. Noah used his training, moving with precision, stepping only when he was sure the path was safe. He dodged energy pulses and jumped over gaps that seemed impossible. With steady focus and courage, he reached the other side. The platform hummed in approval, and the doorway ahead opened. The 3 of them regrouped, each filled with a sense of accomplishment and relief. They had faced the trials and succeeded. Liam looked at the guardians, who remained still but glowed slightly brighter. It was clear that the chamber had approved of their actions. Maya spoke, excitement in her voice. These trials were not just tests of skill. They were tests of who we are, our courage, our intelligence, and our ability to work together. Liam nodded. Exactly. The chamber wants to see more than what we can do individually. It wants to see how we act as humans. Our strengths are in our creativity, our care, and our cooperation. Noah added, and our determination. The chamber tests that we are not reckless. It tests that we respect life and knowledge. That is why the Guardians are here. They protect this place from those who would misuse it. As they moved through the doorway, a new chamber appeared. This one was larger than all the previous rooms combined. In the center was a pedestal holding a glowing object. It seemed to radiate energy, light filling the space and reflecting in the eyes of the humans. The Guardians floated around the pedestal, their forms creating a protective barrier. The team approached carefully. Liam felt a sense of awe and responsibility. This must be what the legends called the heart of the Forbidden Chamber. He said, the knowledge or the power that has been protected for centuries. Maya looked at the object, her voice soft. It is beautiful, but it also feels alive. It is waiting to see who we are before it allows us to touch it. Noah nodded. We have passed the first trials, but I feel that this is only the beginning. The chamber will continue to test us in ways we cannot imagine. Liam took a deep breath, feeling the energy of the room. We must continue with courage and respect. The Guardians have already seen that we are worthy, but the true test is understanding and using this knowledge wisely. The Guardians remained around the pedestal, observing silently. The chamber pulsed like a heartbeat, signaling that the humans had passed the trials of skill and courage. The next challenges would measure their character, their unity, and the depth of their humanity. The team stood together, ready to face whatever the chamber would reveal next. Liam, Maya, and Noah knew that this journey was more than exploration. It was a proving ground for what humanity could become, a species capable of greatness, guided by intelligence, empathy, and courage. With determination in their hearts, they stepped closer to the pedestal, ready for the next stage of the chamber's trials. The Guardians watched, and the chamber responded to their presence, alive with energy and expectation. Humanity had begun its true test, and the story of the Forbidden Chamber was only unfolding. The glowing pedestal dominated the chamber, radiating a warm, steady light. Liam, Maya, and Noah approached slowly, careful not to disturb the energy around it. The air felt alive, humming with power. Each of them could sense that the object on the pedestal held knowledge far beyond anything humans had ever known. Maya reached out first, her hand hovering above the glowing device. The light responded to her presence, shifting and forming patterns in the air. Symbols floated around, her hand moving as if alive. She felt a gentle warmth, and a thought appeared in her mind. Only those who are worthy may touch. Liam studied the device carefully. It is more than technology. It is alive in some way, connected to the Guardians. This object is the key to understanding the knowledge they protect. Noah stepped forward. Then we must approach it with respect, not greed. Whatever we do, we cannot misuse this power. The Guardians are watching, and the chamber is alive. The three of them formed a circle around the pedestal, each placing a hand near the glowing object. The symbols swirled faster, forming a network of light that connected them to the device and to each other. Liam felt energy flow through him, not painful, but powerful, like the chamber itself was speaking to their minds. Suddenly, images flashed. In their thoughts, Liam saw stars being born, planets forming, civilizations rising and falling. Maya saw machines working in perfect harmony with living creatures. Noah saw humans exploring the galaxy, learning, helping, and protecting life. The visions were vivid and overwhelming, yet calming. The Guardians floated around them silently, their eyes bright and steady. Then, one of the figures approached and projected another vision. It showed humans making choices, some selfish, some brave, some caring, and some reckless. The message was clear. The chamber and the Guardians would only allow humans who could show wisdom, empathy, and cooperation to access their secrets. Liam spoke first. We have faced the trials of courage, skill, and teamwork, but this is different. The chamber is showing us what humans can do and what they must become. It is testing our understanding of responsibility. Maya nodded. The knowledge here is incredible. We could change everything for humanity, but it is not just about having power. It is about how we use it. We have to prove we are ready. Noah looked at the device, determination in his eyes. We have the chance to show that humanity can handle knowledge wisely. We respect life, we work together, and we act with care. That is why we are here. The energy around the pedestal shifted, again, forming a doorway within the light. Through it, they could see a vast room filled with objects that seemed to defy human understanding. Floating spheres of light rotated slowly. Ancient machines hummed in harmony. and glowing panels displayed knowledge of distant galaxies. Liam realized that the chamber had opened the way for them to see the secrets it had protected for centuries. They stepped forward cautiously, entering the room. Each object seemed to react to their presence, adjusting and aligning as if acknowledging their intentions. Liam approached a panel that displayed the movements of stars and planets. He could trace patterns of energy, learning how civilizations might harness resources from stars safely and responsibly. Maya examined a machine that levitated objects, using streams of energy. She traced the circuits and felt a deep connection to its workings. It was not just a device. It was a living system designed to work in harmony with life. She understood that humans could learn to build and use machines that respected nature and energy in ways they had never imagined. Noah moved to a floating sphere that displayed historical records of civilizations across the galaxy. He saw species rising and falling, learning and failing. He realized that humanity had the potential to succeed where others had failed, but only if they chose courage, cooperation, and care. Liam turned to the others. The chamber is showing us that humans are capable of extraordinary things. Knowledge, power, technology, all of it is here. But it is given only to those who prove themselves worthy, who understand responsibility, and who respect life. Maya smiled. We have passed the first trials, but this is the real reward. Not just the machines or the energy, but understanding what humanity can become. The Guardians are teaching us, guiding us to use this knowledge wisely. Noah nodded, his usual seriousness softened by awe. We are learning more than we imagined. This is a chance for humanity to rise, to explore, and to protect life across the stars. The Guardians have chosen to trust us. The pedestal pulsed one last time, a steady, gentle rhythm. The energy of the chamber seemed to flow into them, filling their minds with possibilities and understanding. Liam realized that humanity was ready to take the next step, not just as explorers, but as protectors of knowledge, life, and the future. Together, Liam, Maya, and Noah stood in the center of the chamber, surrounded by light, energy, and knowledge. The Guardians floated silently, watching. The chamber had revealed its secrets, but it had also shown that humanity's greatest strength was not technology or power. It was courage, intelligence, and the heart to do what was right. With newfound purpose, the team understood that they were not only explorers, they were the first humans chosen to carry the responsibility of the Forbidden Chamber. The journey was far from over, but for the first time, they could see the path ahead. Humanity had been given a gift, and the Guardians had shown that it was ready to rise to the challenge. The team stood in awe at the center of the chamber, surrounded by the glowing pedestal and ancient devices. The energy here was intense, vibrating through their bodies. Liam, Maya, and Noah could feel the weight of the knowledge they had been granted. It was overwhelming, but at the same time, inspiring. They had proven themselves individually, but the chamber had one final test in store. The test of unity. Suddenly, the floor beneath them shivered. The energy pulsing from the pedestal surged, and a low vibration filled the air. Symbols flashed across the walls faster than ever before, forming patterns they could barely follow. Liam instinctively grabbed Maya's hand, and Noah moved to stand beside them. The chamber itself seemed to react to their connection, as if it wanted them to work together. A voice echoed in their minds, calm but firm. Unity is the greatest strength of humanity. Only together can you survive what comes next. Trust each other completely, or the chamber will close forever. The chamber trembled. A series of walls and energy barriers rose around them, separating the room into sections. Platforms shifted beneath their feet, some tilting, some moving slowly, and some disappearing entirely. The light from the pedestal flickered, casting shifting shadows that made the paths difficult to follow. It was immediately clear that this challenge would require precise coordination. Liam looked at his teammates. We have to move together. One wrong step could ruin everything. We need to communicate and trust completely. Maya nodded. I'll watch the energy flows and guide us. We have to use what we learned from the previous trials and combine our skills. Noah tightened his grip on his tool belt. I'll handle the obstacles. Watch my signals and follow exactly. We can do this if we stay focused. The first platform shifted, tilting dangerously. Liam carefully stepped forward, holding Maya's hand. They synchronized their movements, feeling the rhythm of the chamber. The glowing symbols seemed to guide them, highlighting safe paths as long as they moved together. Suddenly, an energy wall surged upward between them and the next platform. Noah quickly called out, "Jump together on my mark." The three counted together, timing their leap perfectly. They landed safely on the next platform, the energy wall retracting as if acknowledging their teamwork. The next section was even more complex. Platforms rotated, energy streams pulsed unpredictably, and symbols flashed rapidly, giving directions that changed in real time. Liam realized that this was more than a physical challenge. It tested their ability to think, coordinate, and adapt. As a team under pressure, Maya focused on the energy streams. Follow my lead. Step where the lights touch the floor. Don't move too fast. Noah guided Liam, using hand signals to indicate which platforms were stable and which were dangerous. Together, the three moved with precision, timing their steps and jumps in perfect harmony. The chamber seemed to pulse in response, energy flowing smoothly around them as they progressed. Halfway through, a sudden surge of energy knocked one platform sideways. Liam stumbled, but Noah grabbed his arm instantly, steadying him. Maya adjusted the next platform's energy stream to create a stable path. The three of them continued, relying entirely on each other, their trust and communication stronger than ever. The final section was the most challenging. A series of narrow platforms floated above a glowing pit of energy. The paths shifted constantly, and energy beams blocked the way. The team paused, catching their breath. Liam looked at Maya and Noah. This is it. One mistake now, and it could end. But we have come this far. We trust each other, and we will finish this together. They moved forward slowly, each step deliberate. Maya adjusted the energy beams to create a clear path. Noah timed their movements, signaling when to jump and when to wait. Liam followed exactly, trusting their guidance completely. Step by step, they crossed the final platform's dot. As they reached the other side, the floor stabilized. The glowing pedestal in the center of the chamber pulsed brightly, casting a warm light around them. The guardians floated above, their forms radiating approval. A voice filled their minds once more. You have shown unity, trust, and cooperation. You are worthy of the chamber's knowledge. Humanity is capable of greatness when it works together. Liam exhaled deeply, relief and pride washing over him. We did it. We faced the final trial, and we did it together. Maya smiled, her eyes shining. This was more than skill or intelligence. It was about how we connect, how we trust each other. That is the real strength of humanity. Noah nodded, a rare smile on his face. We have proven that humans are capable of extraordinary teamwork. The Guardians have seen that we can handle responsibility, and now the chamber trusts us. The energy in the room settled into a steady, calm rhythm. The walls stopped moving, platforms locked in place, and the glowing pedestal shone warmly. Liam, Maya, and Noah realized that they had passed the chamber's ultimate test. They were no longer just explorers. They were trusted by the Guardians. Together, they stood at the center, holding hands briefly as the light of the pedestal surrounded them. The chamber had shown them that humanity's greatest power was not in technology, strength, or knowledge alone. It was in unity, trust, and courage. The guardians floated silently, watching over them, their glow steady and approving. Liam looked at his team. We are ready. Whatever comes next, we face it together. With hearts full of determination and a newfound sense of purpose, Liam, Maya, and Noah stepped forward, knowing that humanity had been tested, had proven itself, and had been entrusted with knowledge that could shape the future of the galaxy. The chamber had grown quiet. The energy pulses that had tested them now settled into a steady glow, filling the vast space with calm warmth. Liam, Maya, and Noah stood together at the center, feeling the weight and wonder of everything they had experienced. The trials, the guardians, and the secrets had all tested them, but they had proven that humans were capable of courage, intelligence, and unity. The glowing pedestal before them projected images across the room. It showed stars, planets, and civilizations. Liam realized that the chamber was not only a repository of knowledge, but also a lesson. It was teaching humanity to act wisely, to protect life, and to use knowledge for good. The guardians floated silently around them, their eyes shining with approval. Maya reached out, touching one of the floating holograms. It feels alive, not in the way we think of machines, but in a way that understands intention and care. The chamber is trusting us now. Liam nodded. Yes, we have been tested and found worthy, but this is not the end. This is the beginning of something much larger. We carry a responsibility now to humanity and to the galaxy. Noah looked at the glowing figures, his expression serious but calm. We are no longer just explorers. The Guardians have chosen to trust us. That means we must protect this knowledge, use it wisely, and share it carefully. We have to be responsible for the future. A soft vibration ran through the chamber. The pedestal opened, revealing a small floating device. It pulsed with energy, containing the knowledge and tools the Guardians had protected for centuries. Liam reached out, feeling a connection as the device responded to his presence. It seemed to understand him, recognizing the intention in his mind. Maya placed her hand beside his, and the device adjusted its glow to include her as well. Noah followed, completing the connection. Together, their unity allowed the chamber to release its secrets fully. Knowledge flowed into them not as overwhelming information, but as understanding. They could see possibilities for energy, technology, and exploration in ways humans had never imagined. Liam looked at his teammates, his voice filled with quiet awe. We have been entrusted with something extraordinary. The chamber, the Guardians. And this knowledge, they are giving humanity a chance to rise, to explore the galaxy with responsibility and courage. Maya smiled, her eyes shining. We must remember what we learned here. Curiosity, courage, teamwork, and care, these are what make us worthy. That is what the Guardians are teaching us. Noah nodded. And we must act on it. We cannot hoard this knowledge or use it for selfish reasons. The chamber has chosen humanity because it believes we can do better, be better. We have to honor that trust. The Guardians began to drift toward the chamber's exit. Liam realized it was time to leave. The trials were over, and the chamber had shared its knowledge. But the real challenge awaited outside, bringing this understanding into the world and using it wisely. The team walked toward the exit together. As they approached the glowing doorway, the energy from the pedestal followed them, surrounding them like a protective shield. The symbols on the wall shifted, forming a final message. Guardians of knowledge, protectors of life, may humanity rise with wisdom and courage. Stepping out of the chamber, they found themselves back on the rocky plateau of Altaris. The sun was setting, casting golden light across the ruins. Everything felt different. They had changed, carrying not just discoveries, but purpose. Liam looked at the sky, imagining the stars they could now reach, the knowledge they could use. To help humanity and other civilizations, Maya took a deep breath. The chamber trusted us. That means we are part of something greater now. We must share what we learned, teach others, and guide humanity carefully. Noah nodded, his usual stern demeanor softened by pride and hope. We are the first humans to be guardians in our own right. It is up to us to show that humanity can rise to the challenge, protect knowledge, and respect life across the galaxy. Liam smiled. We are ready. The chamber has given us the tools, the understanding, and the guidance. Now it is our responsibility to use them wisely. The team looked at each other, feeling a deep bond formed through trials, discovery, and shared purpose. They had proven themselves to the Guardians, to the chamber, and to each other. Humanity had taken its first steps towards something greater, and they were at the forefront, carrying the trust of ancient beings who had watched over the secrets of the galaxy for centuries. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the ruins of the Forbidden Chamber glowed faintly in the twilight, a reminder of what had been achieved and what lay ahead. Liam, Maya, and Noah turned toward their ship, ready to return home. They knew the journey would be long, filled with challenges and decisions that would test humanity once more. But they also knew that humans were capable of extraordinary things. Curiosity, courage, unity, and care were their greatest strengths. They had faced the unknown, earned the trust of Guardians, and uncovered knowledge beyond imagination. Liam, Maya, and Noah stepped onto their ship, the stars shining above them. They were no longer just explorers. They were guardians of the future, entrusted with wisdom, power, and responsibility. Humanity had been given a chance to rise, and they would ensure that it did, guided by courage, intelligence, and the heart. To do what was right. The Guardians watched from the ruins, their forms glowing softly, knowing that humanity was ready to protect life, knowledge, and the future of the galaxy. And with that, Liam, Maya, and Noah set their course for home, carrying the legacy of the Forbidden Chamber into a bright and hopeful future.